As former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. Great to see you, Mr. Speaker.
How you doing?
We're just thinking all this through this morning. Let me show you the American Families Plan. This is the new bit that is going to be coming out because we had the COVID relief. We know what the infrastructure proposal is, but now the American Families Plan with child care, paid family and medical leave, universal preschool. How about 2 free years of community college and making permanent the COVID stimulus plan's provision, lowering health insurance premiums who buy or own coverage. These topics are not new. Even when you were Speaker, I mean, sometimes these were batted around. What do you think about the policy and the way that the White House is proposing it?
Well, I actually think the most interesting thing about the speech tonight, as a former Speaker of the House who sat through a number of these, is that they're only going to have 200 people. Mm-hmm. This is a room that holds almost 1,000 people, and it's symbolic of kind of the Biden presidency. You're going to find out that he can't deliver on these things. They're not going to get through the Congress. And the real pressure won't be about taxes. It'll be about killing jobs. You have the kind of tax increases and regulatory increases that Biden is asking for. You're going to crush this economy as it's just beginning to come out of the whole COVID imposed recession. And I think that's when Americans will start saying, wait a second, I'm not very comfortable. And secondly, he's faced with a huge increase in inflation that is coming down the road, whether it's the price of gasoline, the price of food, the price of housing. We see really big signs of something we haven't seen really for a generation. And that's a combination of unemployment and a very high inflation rate. So this will be an interesting speech. They've got good speechwriters. Biden will have practiced. It'll come off all right. But in the end, he's working down a road which Jimmy Carter tried, and it's a road that just doesn't work. And
okay,
I think
we'll see if that's the case.
That's what you're going to see.
2021, here you go. The American Jobs Plan, $2.65 trillion. Call for number 2. There we go, guys. American Rescue Plan, $1.9 trillion. American Families Plan, $1.8 trillion. I'm losing track here, but I think it's $6.35 trillion. I don't know. I mean, everything, I guess, is just going to be free. You're going to get free college and free child care and free community. Who pays for all that is a fundamental question you get. But also in this plan, apparently, if you make $75,000 a year, you pay 0 in taxes. I don't know how that works under a capitalist system.
Well, I don't even know how it works under a socialist system. I mean, countries that have tried this collapse. Look at Venezuela, look at Zimbabwe, look at Cuba. You go down a road where there are no incentives, there's no after-tax opportunity. Excuse me.
Bless you.
There's no chance for people to have a better future. And all of a sudden, people decide, why go to work? I mean, the government's going to take care of me. You're already seeing this. Restaurants are finding it very difficult to find workers because they look at what they're getting in unemployment. They look at the various stimulus packages. Now they're going to be given free child care, free junior college, go down the list. And you're going to find a significant number of people who say, that's fine. I'm just not going to work.
Mr. Speaker,
and I think creating a dependency culture is dangerous.
Do you think the Republicans can effectively make that case?
Oh, I do, because ultimately what you get is a conversation among the American people, exactly what you two were doing a few minutes ago. And you get people who sit around the kitchen table and they look at each other and they say, in a practical, real-world sense, how is this going to work? And I think that cuts through all the news media, it cuts through all the advertising, and presently, common sense does in fact matter, and at least it has for 225 years in this country. And the common sense will be that you're either going to be an opportunity society or a dependency society. I thought Senator Kennedy had it exactly right. I don't think most Americans want to live in a dependency society.
Some think Carville nailed it yesterday when he talked about there's a real problem in the Democratic Party, and that's talking about wokeness. And he talked about communities of color, and he said, I don't know what a community of color is. I know what a neighborhood is. It's black, it's brown, it's white, it all comes together in this American mosaic. When you talk about free education over and over again, what are you teaching in these schools? I mean, what have we found? Critical race theory? Is that what we get for it?
Look at the disaster in Virginia, where they've announced they're going to eliminate advanced math because minorities don't do as well, or at least African Americans don't do as well, and therefore the way you make sure everybody's equal is you just literally take out all the courses that are hard. I mean, this is madness. If I were the Chinese communist, I would love watching American wokeness because it undermines the whole society. And that's why you have to say, okay, what's this free junior college going to be like? What is it going to teach? Can you get an undergraduate degree in wokeness or in critical race theory? Meanwhile, the Chinese are getting degrees in engineering and in science. I don't think we understand how big the crisis is in our educational system. And certainly, the party of the teachers union is not going to lead the effort to rethink and reform education. So Biden will preside over a 4-year decay of our capabilities to compete in the world.
Let's see what happens tomorrow.